starting shot.
Ken, what have you seen? Obviously, with Ken Jr. out here, you got a competition going on
Right.
for a starting job there. What have you seen out of the strong side linebacker competition?
You know, seeing a lot of good football players. The guys are working really hard. We have some really good competition. You know, Darryl coming back from his rookie year, and this is really his rookie year now. He didn't play much last year. Alden, Benson, a lot of really good candidates, and it's making us better. Really good competition.
Okay, what are the stylistic differences between how Marquise and Ugo play that slot?
Well, you know, you can see their bodies. Marquise is a long and strong kid, so he makes sure he puts his body on you. Really tough with his hands, really very physical. And then you have Ugo's. You know, he's calculating, smart, guy that really understands what the offense is trying to do to you. Reads a lot of the formations and indicators. So he's a lot of times in the place of the offensive play before it even happens. So that's a great combination that they both have.
In the last 2 days, one of the first ones you've ever had without KJ and Bobby in the defense. What is that like?
It's a little different. At the same time, it allows the younger players to step up and know what it's like to be in front of the line. All of a sudden, they look around and they're in front. They're always asking for more plays, more reps to be the man, and now it's right there, so we can see what exactly it looks like when they're up front.
How's Taylor coming along?
Very pleased. You know, when we looked at him to draft him, he was something that we had a lot of promise. Felt that he was going to be a guy to really make us better. We felt he had some special qualities, and now that we're working with him, talking to him, put him in the game situations, we feel really good about the future for him.
What did you like about the first day pads?
Well, it was close to real football. Get a chance to put the shoulders on everybody, a lot more physical. I think the guys have to get used to being in the heat and running and being tired and the sweat over and over again. But I think that their conditioning is very well, and I think toward the end of practice they were high in energy throughout.
What does it say about some of the corners that they were able to stand out even before you could hit and play full speed?
It's pretty good for us because without the full speed hitting, it's all about technique and speed and skill. And working together. It's not about the physical side of it, because before we put the pads on, we were not able to play on the ball. You have to let the ball go to the offense. Now we can make plays on the ball, and you see a lot more interceptions, a lot more pass breakups and things like that. So it's for the defense, it's more like real football now. We can make plays on the ball.
How do you feel about where this whole defense is right now? You know, you just look at kind of what you have and building off of the way things ended last year.
It's only been a few days, but you know, every day has been really special. I think that the mindset is where it needs to be, the energy. I think the guys are really, really confident. We have some really good football players in the room, so they have a high expectation, and they feel like they're pretty good. So I think that this camp, day after day, we have some game-like situations coming up this weekend, so we should find out a lot about where we are in this next week. Al Woods, amazing, big, strong. He has a certain presence about him. He gives us, when you have a guy that size, gives you a certain confidence that you can go into any fight as long as you got a big man like that with you. And he's a leader. Guys look up to him, and we talk about being dominant up front. That's the kind of guys you like getting off the bus first.
With Bobby not here, who says on the phone was like pre-snap?
It was Cody Barton.
Not having Jamal out there so far anyway, I mean, how does that limit what you can do safety-wise, or I mean, you got to wait till...
It doesn't limit us. Ryan Neal steps in. He's really, really good. You saw he stepped in last year during the season and came in and made some really good plays. Obviously, we like Jamal out there. He makes us that much better. He's very, very special. But at the same time, other guys get a chance to play. Now everybody moves up a rep, and a lot of the younger guys get more play time. But it's been good for the younger players. At the same time, we'd like to have Jamal out as soon as possible.
What do you think a healthy Jamal could do this year that he couldn't do last year when he was battling all those things?
Well, he came into a new situation last year, didn't know a lot of the defense, has kind of learned it really fast. We've had an off season with him now, and he's been able to learn all the coverages at a slow pace because he hasn't been out there. So you'll see more of a balanced guy. It's not just, not just a blitzer. You'll see a blitzer as well as a cover guy, as well as a guy that's able to play both sides. So he will certainly be more well-rounded.
Anybody really standing out at the quarterback spots yet?
Oh, they're all playing pretty well. The corners are all playing pretty well, and I think that as you watch it, you'll see certain guys have certain days, but at the same time, we haven't had a whole lot of deep balls. There's been a few DJs giving up one, but at the same time, I think they're all being competitive at this point. Now that we can make plays on the ball now. We've only been able to make plays these last 2 days. We have to let the offense catch it. Now that we can make the play on the deep ball, I think we'll have more opportunity for evaluation.
Where's the difference in style between a guy like DJ at 5'9" and a guy like Keller at 6'3"?
Well, DJ's his size kind of throws you off. He's pretty strong. He's a good tackler. He's explosive. He's really smart, and he's a battler. He really has a lot of confidence. He thinks he's the best player on the field. And then you think of Kello. He's a guy that has a big body. He wants to press you. He's really confident, and he uses his hands well, and he's really smart. He might not be as explosive as DJ is because he's just full of juice, but at the same time, he's learning our system where DJ already knows the system. He has a year on him, so I think the big difference is Witherspoon might be learning a little bit more at an angle more than DJ at this point.
Is it a competition at quarter? Is there a certain timeline of when you want to have your starters figured out, or can you let that play out?
I think you let it play out. I mean, there's a lot of football left. We have a mock game, and then another mock game, then 3 preseason games. So we have some time to really let their play and let the competition play it out.
Alton and Alden in the strong side linebacker answer. So are those guys getting, legitimate, a strong side linebacker or just sort of a rush side thing?
Well, they've been able to, fortunately for us, they've been able to play both sides. The Sam and the rusher Leo position. So they're like bodies on both sides. One is rushes a lot, one pass drops a lot, but at the same time they're doing the same things. So they're smart enough and flexible enough to play both sides.
What are you learning about Alden Smith these last few days?
Oh my goodness! Just looking at him, it's good to have him on our team. Big and strong and smart, and he has this certain look about him that he's done it before, and he knows the mindset it takes. And you see him getting in shape, you can't help but think of Alden in his great days. If he can put his mind back to that, but. Really impressed with his commitment to growth, his commitment to coming out every day and getting back, to the guy that we all saw make a lot of plays in his time.
You said that your time with the Raiders was helpful in making that decision to sign him. What about your experience there made you feel like that?
I have a lot of respect for Alden. Been knowing him for a long time, and I know how he plays at his height, and you can see out here he's working, get himself to a place that he's used to. He's a proud man, so he knows what he can do, and he still feels like he's better than everybody. And you continue to watch him play, you start to believe him as well. He's certainly a guy that has the ability to be standing at the end.
Rasheem Green, where do you kind of see his role this year?
He's in the competition. Alton, Rasheem, Kerry, all those guys are really allowing us to have, that type of depth, competition, edge setting, that big, strong body on the edge. So it's really good to see day in and day out. They're all pushing each other.
What do you think the feeling is for your D-line and your pass rush, and how do you get them through that?
Well, our D-line, we had our first day of pass rush today. So, again, like I said before, we've been out here, it seems like forever, but today was the first day that the pass rush can go one-on-one. So we evaluated tonight. We have a lot of expectations for those guys. They've made a lot of sacks. So we expect them to do really well along with our coverage. But we'll evaluate it. We've only had this practice we haven't seen yet, but we'll just take it one competitive day at a time.
Who stood out to you when you were watching the one-on-ones?
Oh, they all look pretty good. Obviously, we want to see what Daryl Taylor looks like. Then you want to see what Alden looks like. And you kind of just want to watch them all. I think you want to just kind of sit back and just let the film run and let the plays go by. Because, again, this is their first full one-on-one pass rush since the last time we played. So, it's going to take a few more than just the first day.
Yes, it felt like there was a lot of question about the depth of the depth of the pass rush last year. Do you feel like you have an array of bodies that you can roll out there as pass rushers this year that you didn't have last year?
Yeah, we have the bodies, we have the people. It's a matter of getting the guys working well together, getting them in shape. Again, we've only had just today for the pass rush, so there's a lot of reps and a lot of games and game-like situations to get in to see exactly what we have. But it's a group that is very, very capable. And we have really high expectations, just like they have of themselves. So far, we're very happy with what we see.
So when you send Bobby those texts like 2 a.m. trying to motivate him, are you up at 2 a.m.? Are you like waking up and then sending the text?
How do you know about any late night texts? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Guys.
How you doing, Kerry?
I'm doing great, man. How you guys doing?
How's your first training camp in Seattle going?
It's going great, man. Everyone's so welcoming. It feels like home. A lot. You hear so many great things about Seattle. It's just really good to experience them.
You've been part of this group for off season and a week of camp. How do you feel about the defensive line, the rotation, and the depth you have?
Man, real deep. We just working together and we just trying to, learn each other. And just grow as a unit. I'm a big believer in like hitting them with waves, and we definitely got the personnel and the talent to do that.
How familiar you were with Seattle's defense before you got here?
That just what I saw on TV, and you obviously know the big names on defense with Jamal and Bobby and Quandre and those guys. So I knew they had a lot of great players on defense, and that's pretty much all I knew. Just kind of being across the way somewhere else.
First day in pads, fun for a defensive player to feel a little more physical?
Oh, definitely. It's a lot of sliding off jerseys and really nothing to grab, before we put on pads. So, it feels good to just get into real football, actually putting your hands on people and filling those blocks and, and really feeling what type of leverage you need to work on and what you need to do. It's without pads, you tend to stand up a little bit, and so now we really see what we need to work on and where we need to grow.
We know that room is deep with all the pass rushers, but how would you describe the competition level? Because somebody's probably going to get left out, right?
And we're just pushing each other. We can't really worry about the end result. We just know that the more we compete, the better we'll be as a unit. So we're pushing each other. At the end of the day, we're brothers, especially through camp. So we're just going to push each other. We're going to keep getting better, and we're going to let the chips fall where they may. We make them make hard decisions.
What's been your impression of Daryl Taylor?
Oh man, the kid's explosive. Man, he can make every play on the field. Man, I'm really excited to see him go. Man, he's like tons and tons of potential, and I just, I see him making steps every day, and I know that he's gonna make a real impact this season.
Is your role real similar to what you did in San Francisco, or are they asking you to do some different stuff here at all, a little more shape?
The D lineman is the DN. You set the edge and rush the passer. That's pretty much my job. That's anywhere in the league. You play D, you don't set the edge and rush the passer, and they're not asking me to do nothing that's out of my, that's out of my zone or anything like that.
Kerry, what makes for a good interior pass rusher? It seems like they talk about you possibly sliding inside in passing situations. What's the challenge of the interior rusher?
Things happen a lot faster, and you gotta be ready to split, more double teams and those kinds of things. But it's all hands and feet. You know, on the outside, you got a little more chance, you know, to get yourself together. But, you know, in the interior, everything happens right away. So I think that's the biggest change up for myself.
How much have you done inside previously?
You know, sparingly a little bit here and there. You know, last year I got a chance to play mainly outside, but you know, it's not a big change up for me. It's all rushing the passer, it's all feet and hands.
How much do you guys coach each other up on the side, you know, along the defensive line, even offensive line too, the competition level?
It's every play, you know. We see something, we're celebrating each other, and when we mess up, we're talking to each other. We're like, you know, how can we be better? How can we work on this pass rush? How can we work on this run set? You know, it's a team at the end of the day. We're competing to make each other better, but, you know, we try to help each other grow as players individually.
How would you describe the difference, I guess, in the culture here with that, being honest with each other compared to what you've been on in the past?
It's the constant competition. You know, we're not out here trying to one-up each other or anything like that. We're just out here trying to make each other better at the end of the day. So I'm not going to withhold any knowledge, and I feel like the players around it feel the same way.
Is this up here? We thought Alsala went to San Francisco, so the system was like Seattle's down there. Is this now feel familiar to what you did last year tonight?
Like I said, like it's similar in some instances, you know, but at the same time, every coach has their own patterns and their own like technique and how they want to play things. So I wouldn't say it's too similar, but Coach Norton definitely is putting us in places to make plays, and Coach Hurt is definitely he has a different way of teaching than other guys.
Has any of the undrafted guys talked to you about how you made it in your past?
They definitely have. I try to make sure I give that wisdom. You know, had kind of a unique, you know, career, so I'm able to tell those guys just keep stacking days and just keep working, and just when your opportunity comes, just be ready for it. You know, a lot of times in the NFL, you're only as good as your opportunity. So when the opportunity shows up, you gotta be ready for it.
Anything else, guys? Thanks, Kerry.
Thank you.